No. Can you believe this? Hello, this is not a spring chick. Yes, we are actually adjacent to the beach. Yesterday, we were there at the beach running around, and as you can see today, it's, let's just say, it's considerably cooler. But, you know, really important news on the world front is, oh yes, the war in Libya is over. It's been won. We can celebrate. Oh yeah. So let's bring Oldecam on with comments on the headlines of today. Embarrassing news report on Obama. Only America's greatest president could have ended the war in Libya so soon.
You believe that? I mean, they are talking about, okay, the war has fell off of all of the newspapers and TV networks, except for a couple. And they said that this morning it was broadcast by one of the major, they said, Obama butt kissers, what they'd already had written, and one of the reporters actually said it. This was
Are you serious?
This is the victory lap that they were going to do for Obama. Somebody read it early.
Oh,
and it basically is embarrassing because, well, their report was, well, in the news business, you make up, you had headlines prepared, and somebody actually read the headline that should not have been read yet.
Ouch.
You know, it shows you what only America's greatest president could have ended it so soon. I mean, that makes them really look bad.
Wait, that didn't come out of the White House, did it?
It's probably done with the White House. They said it was the Obama. It said it was the main Obama butt-kissing network, which means it's probably NBC.
And Obama's proud of phony unemployment figures.
Oh yeah, I heard the guy on today saying that they said that what Obama is doing, he's figuring only those people that had jobs before that are looking for jobs now. If you didn't have a job, if you weren't on the unemployment records before, they don't count you as being unemployed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, isn't that a good
Wait
one?
a minute, so they're not adding anything to the unemployment figures then?
They're not adding anything. What happened was that if they fell off the rolls before they give you the, before they extended the unemployment benefits, you don't get included. So they said the figure is right at 17% unemployment in our country, and everybody is making less money than they were. They said, here's the tip-off. They said, are you better off under Obama than you were under George Bush? And 59% of the people say no.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And Afghans angry at Quran bill burning kill 7 at the UN office.
You know, the problem was it was their people that did the burning of the Quran. It wasn't,
oh, really?
It wasn't NATO people. It would happen to be the Taliban that did it. I mean, nobody
And Libyan rebels continue to lose ground as we get more and more involved.
This morning they proudly announced, the British government, that Muammar Gaddafi is now in negotiations with them to be given safety in Great Britain, and that he won't, but he will have to stand trials for his war crimes. Which people, I heard the guy say, anybody here, he said that, I was on a farm and I never used to step in as much BS as what they're talking about.
And Obama.
Can you imagine? He's going to surrender to the British and then submit to war crimes tribunals.
What?
Which means he gets killed.
And Obama included $105 billion in bribes in Obamacare.
Oh yeah, they are pissed off. Everybody that supported Obamacare has a bribe in it. I mean, he's given them, here's a contract for this, here's
now,
a contract
why is that
for
a surprise?
No, the surprise is that he hit 105. This is the second time that they have found,
oh.
They said it's like $250 billion. He hid bribes in it, and he hit $140 billion to fund Obamacare if it got unfunded. The problem is they're going to, the Democrats can't stand up to it. I mean, they're all talking about axing all of his funding for those things out, and therefore they cut the budget.
Well, it's a good way to cut the budget, isn't it?
But then the Democrats don't have to cut anything if they just cut the funding for that crap out, so.
Heavy fighting reported in Ivory Coast main city.
Yeah, and they're wondering, when is the Obama, Dennis Kucinich this morning, when is the Obama doctrine going to take place? They've actually killed 850 people this weekend, and it's only Saturday on the Ivory Coast. And he said it was like 40 or 50 were being killed in Libya, and they've killed 850. And he said, so I'm assuming that our planes and our missiles are going to be being fired into the Ivory Coast now, according to the Obama doctrine.
And no president in American history has had to face the problems that Obama has had to deal with, which is why he is so loved and held for his greatness.
I mean, his problems are greater than 9/11. His problems are greater than Vietnam. His problems are greater than Korea. His problems are greater than World War II or World War I. His problems are greater than the Civil War or the founding of our nation. Only Obama has had to face things like that.
Wisconsin controversial union rights law on hold for 2 months.
Yeah, which they said they asked. Well, I mean, actually, Greta von Sustine was getting a little bit old, folks. She asked, this. Well, why don't you just go back and pass it again? Because you know you can pass it because you have the majority. And they said because they're already waiting for the lawsuits to stop it a second time. They said basically it's legal. The Democrats' own person. The rules man is a Democrat. He ruled. This is why they did it. He ruled that it was parliamentary legal what they did. So if a Democrat, who is a nonpartisan thing, rules that what they did was legal, this is just nothing more than making they're trying to hold out until recall elections can be done. But the problem is 8 Democrats are being recalled and 8 Republicans are being recalled.
And woman who claimed rape held as a hero.
Well, the problem is that she doesn't wear a burqa, doesn't wear a head covering, and which means she's not really one of those Muslim women, because a Muslim woman never reports a rape no matter what.
And a U.S. military plane crashes in Germany, injuring the pilot.
Yeah, because what Obama is doing is he's basically less and less maintenance is being done on American military equipment because he really hates the military, folks. Why do you think he fired all of those bloody missiles into the countryside? Because they're not getting replaced. He depletes the military with every action he takes.
More than 250,000 people have attended a march and rally in central London against public spending cuts.
Yeah, unions. Unions, okay, this is one of the things they said, the unions are going to take back these countries that they have lost. And, the people are demanding and siding with the unions. No, they're blaming the unions for everything. Unions are being blamed for every one of the financial problems in every country in the world. All of them. So unions are on the way out.
And jokes on the Northeast with April Fool's snowstorm.
Oh, yeah.
Oh!
I know. I mean, she knows that. She's not funny for the Bikini Czar, because the Bikini Czar has a date tonight if the weather holds out.
Can you believe that snowstorm?
There's snowstorms all the way across the country, and somebody's flying in to go out with her tonight.
And Farrakhan, Libya has lent Nation of Islam millions.
I know, because basically he's bought their support.
And scientists question, he did?
Yeah.
Scientists question genetically modified crops claims.
Oh yeah, the crops are crops are killing animals. The crops are causing women to have abortions. The crops are doing this. We must stop all of this stuff. Those are the same people that demand that we have more biofuel. And you make biofuel from genetically altered corn.
And German voters turn away from Merkel.
Oh yeah, she spent the country almost into bankruptcy.
I thought they were getting ready to oust her anyway.
Yeah, but they're so pissed. I mean, she's been lending Germany was well off before she started giving German money to every country in Europe in order to try to prop up their countries. Basically, you have to let those countries fall and you start all over again.
Arizona Medicaid considers taxing smokers and obese patients.
Isn't that a great thing? Can we say Obamacare at its best, folks? Of course, there'll be one person under Obamacare. There'll be 2 people under Obamacare that will not be taxed. One is Obama because he smokes a lot, and the second because the president's wife tends to be a little bit fat.
And pardon unlikely for sisters awaiting transplant.
I know. They agreed to pardon this one. They agreed to pardon the one if she would give a transplant to somebody and to get over it. So then they canceled it, saying that wouldn't look good.
Oh, in Francisco?
Yeah.
And Bronx Zoo cobra found in its reptile house.
Yeah, I never left the place. I mean, first of all, it's freezing outside. They're not going to go outside, so they stayed in the corner of the reptile house, which should have been easy to be fine, but Egyptian cobras are really nasty little monsters, so no one wanted to go in until they...
Oh, it's actually in its own house? I thought they got out.
No, they basically lowered the temperature until everything went dormant in the reptile house. Then they went back in the reptile house.
Oh, well, no wonder why.
Yeah, and then somebody left the cage open. That's how he got out. Can you imagine a keeper leaving a cage open to a viper that could kill you?
And a Monty Bubbleism from the Mark Twain of the Animal Kingdom.
Considering how our government is working, you have to understand that sometimes you just actually need to do what has to be done.